In here. Well, I can turn that down. I'm not sure. Let me know if audio is working good for you guys on that end. Just shoot me a comment. Let me know if everything's working good. I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. I'll do some housekeeping real quick. Make sure this stream is up and running. Must be, I got a viewer in there already. Testing 1, 2. Okay. Good deal. All right, welcome guys. This has been a couple weeks since I was on the last live. Lighting's a little off. I've had to separate my Neos out and my big softbox back there in the corner. I think I may have did the last live like this. I can't quite remember, but a little more harsh. It looks like. I don't know. I don't really like it, but it's what we got to deal with right now. Yeah. So last week I didn't get on last Monday. I got sick last week and just didn't make it in. So recovering from that still. I got some sinus congestion stuff still going on still, so my voice is a little off. But otherwise, everything else should be good to go. Let's go ahead and jump into some of these Sony Alpha rumors. It's been a busy week from what I can tell. Go ahead and share my screen here with you all. Add Central here with Sony Alpha rumors. All right. Lexar is making some Type A cards now. Good to know. All right, let's see here. Sounds like we're getting an APS-C E-mount lens soon. Maybe a Sigma lens coming maybe in February. Let me know if the audio is good. It feels like it's really loud tonight. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's turn this down. Is that better? Is that a little quieter maybe? Not so quite so much reverb on that. Let me know. Just let me know in the comments if it sounds okay, guys. So yeah, a new E-mount APS-C would be interesting to see. It's time for Sony to make Minolta SRT inspired E-mount vintage cameras. I would love to see Sony make a vintage camera style, like the new ZF Nikon, with some vintage looking like GM glass, some really high quality glass. I think that'd be pretty sweet. Here's some rendering somebody made. That would be pretty cool. European Sony cashback is ending tomorrow. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up here myself, guys. I'm not going to talk about other people's reviews or videos. Just looking for the rumors right now. Minolta Sony Sigma A-mount lens is tested on the Sony A7CR. Oh, okay, yeah, they're using the adapter. So this is the LEA5 adapter, I believe they're putting on here. And I've got this lens, this Minolta lens myself, and I've wanted to start using them, and I haven't been just because I don't have the time. But I need to buy, because the A7R2 isn't compatible with the LEA5 adapter, which is this nice little round compact deal. You got to buy that big bulky one. They're $150, $200 on eBay. I need to get one, but just haven't done it yet. But I definitely want to use those lenses because I've got some nice glass in the Minolta stuff, and I've got some older, like the Takima, the 400. That's a really good lens. It's pretty sharp, so I definitely want to get through and try that out. Vintage is on the rise. Yeah, so records have come back, and people are playing records now like crazy. So is it only a matter of time before film's obviously been a fad lately. I haven't shot any film. I've got one roll. I've shot maybe half a roll on my Minolta 7000, but it's nothing I really wanted to jump into. The the thing with the film is just it's so expensive right now to go shoot a roll of film. I mean, even if you find a cheap roll for $5 or $7 for the roll of film, you're going to pay at least $20 to $30 to have that one roll developed. So it's a expensive hobby to do film more than it is a what do you want to see a bad thing to do. I think. I mean, all the more power to you if you want to do it. It's I think it'd be a fantastic fun thing to do, but definitely a little bit more expensive, and that's what's keeping me away from it. Just that added cost. Viltrox 27mm f1.2 autofocus lens for APS-C. Oh, that's scary. What do we got? That looks like it's an FX3, or is that an FX30? I can't tell from the screws. The screws are gone. The screws are black on the FX30. I think they're more bronze on the. What does this say it is? FX3. It showed what happened exactly, but he had great fun reading the comments posted below the image. Some of them. It's always recommend to get a screen protector. Removing the battery for 30 seconds and putting it back on usually works for me. This is an advertisement for the Sigma Art 2470. That lens got some dings, but it looks like it still works. That's awesome. Simply outstanding. 300-2.8. This is the one lens I would like to actually own. Of all the big white glass, that's one I want to actually own. Let's see here. Turn this down. The sensitivity. All right, let's try that. We'll drop it down one. Let me know if that's still working for you. New Sigma 2870 f2 zoom 400 f2.8. Another new fast primes. Oh, that'd be interesting. Sigma brings out cheaper alternative to the Sony $12,000 400 GM. That would be interesting to see that happen. I'd like to see something like that happen. Yodobashi published a list of the 20 most sold lenses in 2023. Here we are. What do you have? Oh, this is everything. Canon lenses. Oh, so Sony 2470 f2.8 GM2 was the number one selling lens of 2023, followed by the new 70 to 200 2.8. That makes sense. The Canon RF 100 to 400, Tamron 28 to 200. I bet that's a nice lens. RF 100 to 500. Nikon Nikkor 24 to 120. I've heard really good things about that lens too from the Nikon folks in the Nikon crowd. The 20 to 70 f4. That's a nice little lens. A coworker of mine's got that lens. I gotta get it from him so I can borrow it and test it. 24 105 solid lens, and the 70 to 200 f4 macro GOSS2. Oh, that's the new f4 version of the 70 200. Yeah, I like that one. That one would almost, I think, win me over than the 2.8 probably. A 20mm f095 APS-C E-mount lens shipping in Japan. Still not available elsewhere. I know I'm looking for it, guys. There was something about the new 85G. Up there it is, 85GM. Small rumor update. It seems like we are really getting an 85 f1.4.2 and not an f1.2 as we hoped. Now, what are your thoughts on this 85? Are you on the 1.2 front or the 1.4 front for the 85 millimeter? I'm going to say they need to update the f1.4. It's one of their oldest GM lenses, if not the very first GM lens that they brought out, and it's a fantastic lens. I absolutely love mine. The f it's noisy in autofocusing for video stuff that I do. So anytime I do use it, it's strictly just for like B-roll stuff, or like interview where the microphone's not on the camera. But it works good. Coming in spring, I'd like to see it just a slightly decrease in size and weight I don't know how much they can actually get it, but that would be cool. So what do we say here? Just a quick update: 85 GM2 lens rumor. As you knew, I wasn't sure about the aperture of the 85 GMs. Now, one of my sources is certain that it's going to have the same f1.4 aperture of the current 85 GM. Other sources also confirmed with me 85 GM and the ZV-E10 Mark II are coming the first half of this year. And a new FX camera also coming, not announced date yet. So, yeah, what front are you on? Hey, good evening, Matthew. How you doing, bud? Matthew's here in the house. Let's close out some of this trash here. There's so much stuff happening. So what do we got here? YouTuber uploaded 16 25mm and 24-50 2.8 G lens videos by mistake. Ooh, so we got some new videos here. I didn't say who it was. Along with the real lens announcements, but here comes an interesting note. For a short moment, a YouTuber uploaded a video with a title naming these two lenses. See screenshot at top: 24-50 f2.8G and a 16-25 f2.8G. We don't want him to get into any trouble. No, accidents happen. What's 100% confirmed via Trust Source Sigma will have an announcement early in February. Okay, let's talk about these 1625 f2.8G and a 24-50 2.8. Now, I'm guessing, are these going to be like a new, well, they're G lenses. So that, yeah, it wouldn't be the little compact sets. It would be something smaller. Hey, good day, Roy. How you doing, bud? Welcome in. Matthew, I'm going to open up the channel here in a little bit if you guys want to join in. I know Cooley's up there. He is. I knew Cooley was here hiding somewhere. Too bad Sony does not make make a 100 megapixel like the Fuji. Yeah, but they probably make the sensor for the Fuji, don't they? Aren't they? Isn't Sony making a big 100 megapixel sensor for one of those cameras out there? The new $8,200 Hasselblad camera with the Sony. There it is, right there. Cooley. The new $8,200 Hasselblad camera with the Sony 100 megapixel medium format sensor. Is it actually out? Okay. I haven't even seen this one come out. Like I said, I've been kind of off the platform this last 2 weeks here. He says, could be better. Been dealing with some sinus mess and other earache in the past few days. Yeah, that's where I've been at too, Matt. I've actually took a trip up. I'll discuss that here in a little bit. But yeah, I got sick on the trip, and it wasn't ever like I was out of my mind sick. I just, just uncomfortable. But yeah, it's out there. It's going around. Sony makes the smaller medium format sensor. So this 100 megapixels is a smaller medium format. Is that what you're saying? The Fuji is medium format. Well, what do we look at this? Almost 2 terabytes, 1920 gigabyte, $1,279. I mean, I don't even know where you would want to have that kind of data all in one spot. That's scary. The A9III update is coming, guys. What did they say? Release around February 10th. Okay, so A1's finally getting breathing compensation. So is the S3 and the DCI 4K 24p. Now I got that on the FX30. I haven't really messed with it, but it's there now. Workflow enhancements, some other stuff. We got some. So I don't even know if you can hear that. Like somebody's racing outside. Holy cow! Right there. I don't know if you can hear that or not. That was pretty loud. Miki 50 millimeter. Rumor. Okay, here's the rumor about the 1625 2.8 and the 2450 2.8. That 2450 2.8 would be a sweet little lens, I bet. I would be interested in something like that. and it was confirmed by somebody releasing a video. So we should see this. If he's got a video up, we're probably looking at seeing this like released really soon. Wonder how much they are. Let's see G lens. 20 to 70 G lens is what, $1,100. So yeah, I mean we could see some. There's gonna be some pricey lenses right here. ProGrade launched the new gold CF Express Type A cards. There's just so much money. What I don't get, I mean, it's a better quality card. Obviously, you're doing more professional work, maybe, but I have zero reason to have it. My FX30 works with the standard SD cards or the Mark IIs. I should S what do they call it, ST2 or whatever. I can't think right now. And it records all the functions. So I don't know where that would be. I mean, really, a have to have for that kind of pricing. Sorry, I'm just going kind of first Canon R1 specs that I do not trust. No mechanical shutter. I mean, I guess it depends on if they're marketing for video or not. Sony A7IV is best-selling camera 2003. All right, that's enough of that mess. Let's call it out of there. Move that. All right, so let's get back to these comments, guys. You guys are going at it tonight. Jeez. It says, I'd love that 100 megapixel V back, but not for serious work. Fuji and DJU Hasselblad use the smallest medium format sensor. So I'm not familiar with the format of the medium format, like what's all out there. What is a small medium format and what is a large medium format, Roy? What do we got here? Matt says, I picked up the Osmo Pocket 3 about a month or so ago. Neat little camera. Yeah, I've seen some of your content on that thing. It looks pretty cool. I trust Delkin cards. Yeah. All right, let me throw this out here, guys. You guys can come in if you want. All right, I'll just let the people I know in. That's how this works. So if you want to join in, you're welcome to right there. And yeah, your set is looking nice. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's coming together. It's slow. I haven't been up here, like I said, the last couple of weeks. So while we're hanging out here, I'll enlighten you in the last couple of weeks. So last weekend, I ended up, well, for the last 2 weeks, I've been actually searching for another truck. Or not another, but it replaced my current little truck that I drive for work. And been wanting to buy something that's, exactly what I want. So I've been searching for the last year of the 12th gen F-150s and finally found a couple. The problem is they're nowhere near local to me. So I ended up finding pretty much the exact truck I wanted up in Salt Lake City. And last Friday, not this last Friday, but the Friday before last, made a day burn up to Salt Lake, me and my wife, and it was a long day. We left 3:50 a.m., got into Salt Lake about 7:30 p.m., and it was a full day of driving. I mean, we only lost, from the time we said we'd get there to the time we got there, we only lost 45 minutes. The main reason why we had to push so hard was because I was concerned with getting over the Highway 6 pass from I-70 over to Salt Lake because of the weather. And they had just been, Salt Lake's been getting snow like crazy the week I went. And of course, this truck I'm looking at, I pretty much bought it sight unseen online and had my bank do all the work and handle it all. But I wanted to get over that pass before it got cold and froze at the top of it, and because I just didn't know what kind of weather there'd be that day up on the pass, so had to get through that. So in the process of driving up there, I got like a sinus head cold thing going on. You kind of hear my voice, like Matthew was saying he had, and it definitely was kicking my butt a little bit, but nothing too bad. But the problem was I didn't sleep at all Friday night. Went and picked up the truck Saturday which is also, by the way, it came out, worked out great. All the videos and pictures I'd seen of it, other than the listing photos, it was all snow covered. So I couldn't even really see the whole body of this thing. I just was trusting they were saying it was a clean truck, and got everything handled over the phone or online the week before. Or not even fly up there. We drove up there on a rental car Friday and drove home Saturday, Sunday. So by the time I got home Sunday night, I was just tired and exhausted. I didn't sleep good Friday night, didn't sleep good Saturday night. Sunday night, I slept all right, being back, home in bed. And then the following Monday, I was out of it. I just was not up for it, so I didn't come on. I was planning on it, but I just didn't do it. So yeah, with that going on here, been working on that, make sure all the little things are taken care of on it, and clean up my other truck to get it sold and doing all that fun stuff. I've figured I'd hop on tonight. Actually, I wasn't even processing that it was Monday night tonight. Cooley's like messaged me on through Facebook. He's like, "Hey, you coming on?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do need to come on. It's been a while." All right, it says, although 100 megapixel for the Fuji GFX and DJI Hasselblad use much physically smaller sensors than the Phase 1 Hasselblad. Oh, okay. So is it like just slightly larger than 35 megapixel, or is it like a sensor pixel density of a A7R5 61 megapixel spread out to 100? Is that so just slightly larger? Is that how they do that? I guess he saw the FX30 and FX3 falling at shutter angle, but later on in the year, I did not see that. Where was that at? Is that in the rumors? Did I hear about that? Ah, dang. That's cool. They're going to give it to the shutter angle. I see that. I see them updating these cameras much longer than most standard mirrorless cameras. Would be my guess. Now I'm going back further in rumors to see if I see this. But that's cool. That's good news. I'd like to see that. I know that they gave the FX30. I don't know if you got the update where it lets you at least shoot 1/80th at shooting 24p by giving you a 1/48th shutter speed on the selection. I don't get to select it on the stream though, even though I'm shooting 24. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, I go 60 to 140 to 150. Doesn't give you the 148 on stream. Where'd you see that? That's good to know. See, this is the reason why. Oh, let me share my screen. This is why I want a 300 2.8. This is the reason right here. Right here, this nebula shot on the. It was shot on the 300 2.8 GM lens. Let's say what camera? A7 IV. This is the kind of stuff I want to go out and shoot at night skies. Yeah, that's nice. Who is this? Thomas Mueller? What does it say? Give Thomas Mueller full credit of that. That's not me, but definitely beautiful shot of that nebula. Wow. Yeah, that's why I want a 300 2.8 right there. Be able to kick that thing out and take pictures with it like that. Awesome. I think Sony announced it, but saw it on YouTube. Yeah, they must have did something because I don't know. I don't think I remember hearing that. I've come across lots of different news things like that, but I don't recall hearing that. False color nebula. Yeah, well, I mean, you don't get that kind of coloring in the natural image to a camera. Now you do get some interesting effects with infrared. And I thought about wanting to convert a camera to infrared. And I heard that with infrared, you don't have to be in dark skies to shoot it because it won't see the normal visible spectrum of light. you can shoot in your backyard and capture nebulous type pictures right from your backyard without having to travel out to dark skies. I thought that was kind of cool. Coloring a nebula is artwork to me. That's all. I'll leave it at that. I'll color a nebula. I won't composite a nebula into an image, but if you can capture the nebula and color it, then more power to you. So I've been trying to get somebody on the channel here that is a local guy, and I invited him a couple times, but it doesn't work out for timing for him. But he made a post on Facebook the other day about showing proof of his photography shot with his camera there, taking the image to discredit AI. And I said, dude, you need to come on. We need to have a discussion about this. But I figure I'll open it up a little bit about that because, what are your thoughts on that? With everything being able to be AI generated, and some of it's obvious, but sometimes it's so subtle. Sorry, sometimes it's so subtle. It's like, do you really get to see that image? Or did it actually happen? Did that image actually take place because of AI? And should we show some sort of proof of our work of a shot to show here's the camera on my iPhone, or is that just another way to say it's altered too? Got to wait till September 2024 though. Dang, that's a long time to wait. We're talking about that update. That's out there ways. Hopefully they update the FX30 sensor to a full frame too. That'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what would happen with that. Let's see here. What Cooley said? If you're here, Cooley, man, you're being quiet. What's going on, man? You around? Waiting to join in, or are you trying to join in? AI is getting really good. I'm glad that I'm retiring from the product photography, right? Yeah, that's definitely something. Me personally, I have my lights were off, aren't they? When did that happen? Computer, turn on Living Giant.
Okay.
There we go. That's better. I was like, well, it got dark in here all of a sudden. I didn't even catch that going on. It's getting really good. Oh yeah. So, like I said, I don't mess with it. I don't want to mess with it, but yeah, it's definitely something that uh, would be. You can't believe anything you see with it. That's what's crazy about AI stuff. But you just can't believe that. If whether or not it's real or not. So, I got my lights all set up on the Alexa deal, so I got this thing going on. So let's see what green looks like. And you guys won't see very much of it. It's all over in this room. I got to do my lighting video, but I'm not quite done yet, so I haven't done that yet. My next video is going to be about the desk, the floating desk. Computer, turn the studio green.
Okay.
That looks cool. Green looks pretty good. Hey, there's Cooley. All right, everybody, welcome Cooley to the stage.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
Hey, not much. Yeah, I have to admit, I'm jonesing over that new Fuji 100 like Pro 2, whatever I think it is. It's the 100 megapixel. I mean, when they show the sensor, the sensor's like massive. I mean, it makes the Nikon and the other ones sensors look like a joke.
Oh, really?
You know?
Yeah, I don't know nothing about it, man. I haven't looked at that one.
They don't have trouble is they don't have a lot of lenses for it now. No, that's not good.
They don't have the lenses for it?
They don't have a lot. I mean,
Oh,
I
right.
think they might have a 24 to 70, maybe. But I mean, there's a guy. I forget the guy's name now. He's shooting weddings with it now, and he's getting like some amazing stuff. But I can only imagine what a 100 megapixel image would be. You know.
I mean, there's a level of detail to it. I see that printers aren't going to be able to do for everyday work. You won't be able to. I want to do my own study, and excuse me, sorry.
It's okay.
Matthew said it's crazy how quickly AI showed up and then it was everywhere. Yeah, right. Um, so having a sensor that is that high resolution, does our eyes see something fake looking? Is what I think is happening. And if you can print it, say you print it, somewhat large format, this 30, 40-inch format. If you were to print it at something that large, yes, you'd have a nice clean image for the print, but is the printer capable of producing that resolution still? And then second, does the image look naturally aesthetically pleasing to the human eye?
Yeah.
Shot on a high resolution camera like that versus a lower resolution camera where our eyes are already seeing a lower resolution and what we perceive as a more natural look. And I want to do this study side by side. And I want to take my A7R2 42 megapixel and go out and shoot the same image on a A7S III with a 12 megapixel sensor and compare them side by side and test people. Get them printed and test them to see which one of the images they prefer if they had them side by side. And I have a feeling that the A7 or the 12 megapixel image will be preferred. And I'm saying this because I've already seen one study done where a YouTuber did this exact thing, and the theory behind it is that it's your natural eye will see a more natural image in the lower resolution image versus the higher resolution. Now, I'm not sure how that equates to going to medium format because I think there's an obvious difference from going medium format from full frame to like an APS-C. There's a difference in image quality. So I can only imagine that going to a medium format image, you're going to get a more truer image. And then, of course, you have a larger area to cover, you're going to require more megapixels. So if it's 100 megapixels and it's a lower pixel density, giving you a more natural, higher resolution, maybe, I don't know. That's where I see it. Like, does it... I know obviously medium format cameras, and I've never been able to see one printed other than I've seen some prints in galleries and whatnot. But we're always going crazy. I'm missing what we're saying. GFX and DJI Hasselblad are 43.8 by 32.9 millimeter. The older Hasselblad H is 53.7 by 40.2. So it's a much larger sensor. It's almost twice. Well, not quite twice the size. 2/3 the size of the full frame. Printing
well,
a lot of problems.
The Fuji also does almost like you go in like Nikon. Everybody has where you can set your sensor down to certain sizes. Well, you can set that one down to a 35 millimeter neg size sensor, and that's I guess when Nikon did their full frames, the full frame pretty much ended up being the full size of like a 35 millimeter neg. So I don't know, maybe $7,000 some dollars for just the body.
Yeah.
I mean, and then so about 20 or 30 grand would be all set up,
Yeah.
But some lenses and some, but they're neat looking cameras. The viewfinder completely clips off.
Oh yeah.
So it becomes flat, so you can store it easier in your camera bag. I'm like, man, I don't know. I had Fuji S3 Pros, and they were nice cameras,
Yeah, I've never messed with one. I'd love to try one out, but I may not know what I'm looking at. Where it says the less megapixels usually means bigger photo sites and therefore better dynamic range and low light noise. Yes, I know that's true. You get more light on the one image.
Yeah.
How you been doing, Cooley? You been getting any work done?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm still working on the office, getting it all such situated. But I'm like done like 3 weddings, so
Yeah,
I'm doing pretty good there, I guess. You know.
I haven't had time to think. I was gonna take this road trip I did to Salt Lake. I was gonna vlog it and make a quick video of it or something and
Yeah.
do some sort of photo work on the way, but I knew we were going to be on it the whole Friday going up there. Like I said, we only lost 45 minutes time going up. That's how often we stopped for fuel, and that was it. And
So have you gotten rid of the old truck yet, or no?
no, I still have it. I've got it listed for sale, but we'll see if anybody picks it up. It'll sell. I know it will, but it's just time.
Yeah.
It's a nice truck I bought. It's a pretty well equipped Lariat, from 12th generation, and 4x4 4 door with the 6.5 foot bed, which is kind of what made it kind of rare. Is
Uh-huh.
of course I've seen several of them in the exact same color scheme I got mine in, driving around, but what made mine even rarer was that it was a max tow package, so I could haul 11,000 pounds and haul more weight. So it was exactly what I want. I got it. I found it. I'm happy. Cool. Matthew asks, "Do you own the Fujifilm X100?" I'm guessing 5 for B.
Did you say
What?
S5 or
The Fujifilm X100B.
oh no not for
No.
seven? That's the new one for 7 grand. No.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That's it.
the but I had Roy said something about the Fuji S5 Pro. I had the Fuji S3 Pro, which was like a generation back from the S5.
Yeah, he said he still has his Fuji S5 Pro.
They were cool because they took Nikon lenses, full
Ah,
frame. I mean, no, they were, I think it was a DX sensor, but you know, I don't know. But I mean, there's some guys up there doing like shooting like commercial stuff, and they're using those Fuji's, and they're just, I mean, it's a and you get a vertical grip for it, the whole 9 yards. It just looks like a really big camera. I mean, if you needed shade for the sun, you'd probably use it as a for your shade.
yeah. I'm still trying to sell well, not mine, but buddy of mine's A6600 and watching all my content I'm trying to do. And he's letting that camera go. I mean, he just wants it gone, and it's getting more and more enticing. But
Huh.
um, yeah, I mean, low bid on it right now is 900, and he's good with it.
Which camera is that again?
With the A6600.
Oh, okay. Now, is that full frame or is it like a DX?
No, it's the APS-C of the DX. It's a
Oh,
small
okay. Yeah.
rangefinder camera. As he says, Malcolm, were you always into Sony? I have been a Sony fanboy my entire life. I've been using Sony products all growing up. I own in my first Sony. Um, I've had all my stereo equipment has always been Sony. I bought my first Sony television when I was probably 13. Um, I've always had Sony products. I had Sony Vio computers. I had plenty of Sony digital cameras growing up. Um, I had mini disc. That was where I played my music on. It was Sony mini disc that came out in the late '80s. I want to say
Yeah.
86. Um, and yeah, I've always had them. And when they started doing cameras, when they bought Minolta and took over and got Sony A9III cameras, that's when I was like always wanted a camera, but I just never could afford it. And then it's I grew up, matured, and I had some money. That was when the mirrorless came on, right on the Mark IIs. Sony, that's when I bought my A7R II. And just no
Didn't
reason to
Sony,
upgrade from that camera. Even though I'd like to have a newer camera, there's no reason for me to do it.
didn't Sony buy out Maxim? The
Minolta, they bought Minolta.
Minolta, I'm sorry, yeah, the Minolta Maxim.
Yeah, so all those lenses from the Maximum to A mount became Sony lenses, and
Oh,
Sony copied a lot of those lenses into just a Sony branded shell,
yeah.
and produced A mount glass that way. And then it wasn't until we got E mount that they kind of did their own thing. I found the dual pixel size on the Fuji S5 interesting. Dual pixel size. Roy, you're going to have to elaborate on that one, man. I don't know what he's talking about. Dual pixel, I mean, dual pixel size? I don't know. I wish I had bought an A6000 series instead of A7. I think you would have had a much better time on the A6000 than an A7. So I bought an A3000. It was my first lens camera I bought. I've had plenty of Sony cameras before that. The most recent being the HX300, which is that 50 time optical zoom. And then I bought the A3000, which is a kind of a entry level pro body type camera with an APS-C sensor in it, and ran that camera for a solid year before upgrading to the A6000. And to this day, I think the A6000 holds its own against a lot of competitor products out there. Something like the A6600 is just absolutely mind blowing to me, and how good quality the images, how fast it works, the focusing, the usability of the camera and the tool that it is, just is incredible. Um, to me, the biggest issue with the 6600, why I won't buy it, is it's not a video camera still. It's still the standard 24, 30 frames, 4K basic video, 8-bit. And I was shooting video in high school. Before high school, I was shooting video, and I always gravitated toward video, but I never learned photography doing it. It was just shooting and recording something. It wasn't until I picked up photography with the A3000 and started learning manual control, and then moving on to the A6000, and then following by the A7II to the A7R2, that I really started learning the aspect of photography, the lens, the settings, and how to manipulate an image with focal lengths, and just all the basics that you go into. And then I transitioned back into a video format, and a lot of it was this channel because that's where most of my work is done. And I'm lazy. I'll be honest. I'm totally lazy with this channel right now, and it definitely shows. Like, I want to start producing content again, and it's finding viable content and useful content. I have zero interest in keeping up with an algorithm, what's trending, or anything like that. So it'll go where it goes. I'm not worried about it. I've actually had ambitions to do a whole other channel, made the channel. And I'll probably never say what it is because I don't want any bleed over from this channel to it. But I haven't put any content on it yet. But I really want to get into stuff that's um, I can just, it won't be camera related at all. I'll just have my cameras and my equipment to use for making the content on that. I won't have to worry about the camera side and the knowledge of the cameras that I possess with it. Um, Being a Sony fan guy, fanboy, and having all that, just to do my own projects and whatever. It would be strictly just me and whatever I want to do, and see how that does. And if it does start doing better than this channel, then I probably would lighten my load off of this channel and just do it when it's relevant to me. S5 has two different size photo sites. Okay. So they're like pixel density, kind of like I'm picturing in my head, Roy, the Purina dog chow label with uh, the five little squares, and having like the bigger squares be the red squares, and maybe a smaller photo site being the white ones, something like along that arrangement. Maybe is that what I'm seeing in my head? Where he says, I nearly bought a Sony A1, mainly for its 400 sync speed, but the Nikon Z9 swayed my needs better. Yeah. The A1's nice. I got to play with it there at that Sony event. And, if I was going to go buy a new camera, it'd be hard not to buy the A1. It's getting dated though for the money, I think, and for how much some of these, like the new A9 Mark III. I don't necessarily would need it for the global shutter. I don't think, it's a cool feature. I wouldn't be a buying point for me at this time. But the A1 is definitely a nice camera. It definitely looks very well. I wouldn't buy it for the video features being 8K because it's not there. I'll live in a 4K world probably. No, I think the S5 has the same color filters on both sites. Photo sites. Okay, well, I didn't mean like the color changing. I'm just picturing like that arrangement, like one being bigger, one being smaller. The next, in a row, like bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller, and then uh, reversed on the next line. That's kind of what I was saying. Yeah, it is. It's the A9 is going to be a good sports event photographer's camera. It's fast, and that's the way it's always been. It's always been like the news run and gun type fast speed camera. That's where that one's always been shot. Yeah, I gather.
Robert's going to do a. I wonder if Robert's going to do a show on Thursday.
I don't know. He hasn't done one in a while. He said he'd start doing them again, but unless he had one last week, I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
I don't know what his plan is.
You know what though? For the money, I think I wouldn't mind just picking up another, or not another, but that Nikon D850. It's what 42, 45 megapixel. I mean, that's still a pretty hefty size in itself. Rather
Yeah.
than 100 megapixel. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I have no ambitions to buy any new camera equipment right now. I'm happy with what I have. I've been that way for a long time. It's a
10
significant
megapixel right now looks perfect for me.
Yeah, and I would love to pick up a new like high res camera, like an A7R4, A7R5, but I don't want to pay for one right now. And uh, yeah, I think everything that I have for the amount of time I'm actually spending doing it's fine. There's some lenses I'd still like to pick up and have. But yeah, I just have no ambition to change it up. I want to really focus, this year on the gear I have and making content out of the studio, and not buy so much. I love the button. Roy says I love the button layout of the D850 and the D5 cameras. I will say this though, that I have a huge bug to go buy that D8 or whatever it is with a wide angle lens to just use for night. Just give me the LED buttons. Yeah, the LED lit button picked out from the studio. Maybe I should just pick up a D850 and do it that way.
I know.
Yeah, the Nikon with the lit up buttons, man, they've got it made there. And I don't know why they're the only ones that do it. They probably hold some sort of patent. Okay, I'm done with this green computer. Uh, Computer Blue Studio.
Okay.
There we go. I tried to do a red alert there for you, Julie, but I can't get it to do it. I wanted to do red alert, but I have to do it on my phone. I can't figure out how to make it flash the red lights.
Aw.
Yeah, and do the noise.
I have a ringtone for that though.
Right? Yeah,
I,
I
I
think
feel like
I can get her to do the noise for it, but do they have? How do I do it? See, they have this. They have these dynamic light controls, and they have this alarm one. Watch this. Watch your eyes on this one. This is that mandatory stroke warning. All right, I'll just keep telling it real quick to you. Uh, here's the alarm. So, and then they can go down. Look at that.
see, I've got a clock that does that where it'll do like you plug the different lights and it'll light those lights up and pulse the lights. But my wife would kill me if the alarm went off like doing like that.
No, what happened here? I can adjust the speed. I had it going really fast. It's
Oh
not giving the
man,
speed adjustment. What the heck's
I can just
happening
see
here?
now some of the epilepsy just going, oh, and you're like, oh no, what did they do?
Computer Purple Studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I like
Yep.
that color background.
Look, she said
Something
she
like
didn't
that
get along.
about a week ago.
Computer Purple Studio.
Okay.
Yeah, she's missing a light. It's not in the sequence no more.
They're not on speaking terms anymore.
I'll get it turned on here. No, hold on for a second.
I have to find my phone.
I just cheat and use a green screen. Yeah, that's one way to do it. Oh yeah, I've got. Let's see, what is this one here? Let's change back. It's okay. Let's try this. Computer Purple Studio.
Okay.
Oh, is that one just not on purple? I bet you on purple. Computer Blue Studio.
Okay.
We're
Yeah, I
typical
missed it.
guys, bright and shiny objects, and we're good.
Yeah, right. And I've got this one though. This one's real Star Trek. Okay, there we go. Computer Max Illumination.
Okay.
It turns everything on solid white. How are you controlling the lights? So the lights are on an app. Okay, and these are it's called Wiz Connect. Let's see, what are my scenes here? Uh, I've got. Oh, okay, yeah, I do have one here. Computer Red Alert. But they stay on for 5 seconds. They'll shut, go to white or pulse when they come back up. Not what I wanted. Um, and I've got computer nightlight.
Okay. Here's routine task provider skill. Sorry, I had trouble doing what you asked. Please try again.
Computer nightlight.
This is the first routine task
Oh
provider.
no, come on. Computer turn on nightlight.
Okay.
There we go. That's a real soft, mellow white light. Computer max illumination.
Okay.
So that turns everything on like max bright white. Computer blue green studio.
Okay.
I got all blue. That's all blue. Where's my green at? Computer turn on living giant.
Okay.
This is my like preset color for everything. So Roy, I'm using this to uh, the apps. I got everything programmed in the app here. So like I've got, let's see, like my face. I've got all my. Anyways, I program in all the scenes I want, and then using an Amazon Alexa, I'm controlling it all.
So you gotta have like this one.
Yeah.
It's a classic. And this one's the one I use if I don't want the people I don't like calling me. Or is it? There you go.
Alert! Alert! Oh my God! Some stupid idiot is sending me a message. Don't read it. I repeat, don't read it.
You gotta have this one. Anyway, yeah. So I got like a ton of different. I got everything from. I even have the theme song to Battlestar Galactica.
Right. So yeah, all my lights are wired into the network, and I have my Alexa set for the computer call out, and that's what she responds to. Like it's the Star Trek call out they gave it. It works fairly well. I mean, it's not foolproof, but it works. I'm still tinkering with it. It says, "What do y'all think about the Apple Vision Pro?" I will say that it is extremely impressive to me, but I think it's got about it has a lot of aging and maturing to do as far as the technology behind it. I think it's an incredible opportunity to use a heck of a tool for like the editing aspects, professional uses such as like I know the editing using your eyes and one finger click to do editing with it. From what I heard, it's really good. Where I
I
find it
wanted these
being a
glasses.
huge problem in the future is our disconnect from reality. And I'm talking about the Wally effect, like with everybody's cruising around on their little scooter mobiles, totally blinded by the screen in front of them, not realizing there's a world around them. And I think it's a 10-year thing, maybe in 10 years, because I mean, you already look at, you look at people like this all the time. This is how we see our society now. And, you know, it, you look at a dinner table, this is what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
And I really tried to avoid that because I'm of that, what do you call it? Uh, I'm in that generational zone where I understand the old, but I also know the new really well. I'm was it Gen Z, but I'm right there on the cusp of millennial, and I can walk both paths. And I try to really hold on to the Gen Z side of things because it's going away, and I think as much as I like Apple Vision Pro, the fact that it's putting you into a digital reality world that's a somewhat reality thing, I think it's a very cool technology. I have full respect for it, and I think there's a huge potential for professional use with it. But its technology is not there yet. Obviously, it's on a battery pack. They haven't even released it, right? I don't think it's out. And big giant goggle set that gives you a video feed of your real world. So you're already on a video feed. You're not seeing your real world. I think it needs to get to a point of being able to physically see your real world, but augment in everything else to it. Um, and that can be scary, knowing that there's the AI aspect of it. And if somebody's trusting it, do you know you're seeing something real or not? And that's where I think there's going to be a huge if anybody thinks this is a problem now with people, if everybody's walking around and wearing some sort of head unit or glasses, or even 10 years from now in some sort of contact lens, where you're living in this world, it's gonna be scary.
Yeah.
Cooley's been abducted by aliens. Going back to your sound effects. I like the Hunger Games. I haven't seen the new one where it was the first Hunger Games. Have you guys seen that one?
Which one?
The newest one. Where it doesn't have the girl in it. It's like the very first Hunger Games ever.
Oh no, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah.
Did you you watch the new Reacher out? The one on
Yes.
Amazon?
Yep, I finished Reacher.
That was pretty cool. I like
That
that
was a
one.
good one.
Yeah.
Fun fact: they're uploading all Three Stooges shorts to the Three Stooges Plus on YouTube. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I must be old. I still color my lights with gels.
I still do too.
I,
So
I still have gels. I have gels for my main lights. Um, these LEDs are cool. The issue I have with them, of course, they're not very powerful. They're just ambient light, and I can turn on. I've got a smart plug for the Living Giant sign, so I can do this. Let me do this one. Computer, shut it down. Computer, shut it down.
Okay.
You almost got to be really direct to her. So there's all the light, all the lights. Oh, that's my other light. Why is that one still on? No, it's off. And then I can put smart plugs on my other lights, which I plan on doing, so I can just do like let's record or something, and it'll kick on all the lights. Computer, turn on Living Giant.
Okay.
Beware. I sense that the dark side is calling you. The dark side of the Force is calling you.
It says Apple Vision looks good but expensive. Yeah. Matthew's trying to. I wish I knew app development. Yeah, app development would be. I mean, there's apps out there to teach you development, isn't there? I did a three wise monkeys image recently with the fourth monkey with a smartphone. Yeah, there you go. That would be it. So what is that? That's the ears, eyes. What was the other monkey doing? I can't remember. But then the last one's on the smartphone. Is that what you did?
oh yeah, I did.
Did you all see the new Ghostbusters trailer? I've never actually seen them, but love the cinematic look. I haven't
Yeah, that
seen the
new one
movie.
looks pretty cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
LED is good for video, but not for stills.
It looks like they brought all the old Ghostbusters back for this one with their kids.
Oh, okay. Oh,
It's
gotcha.
kinda cool.
They see that movie, The Creator.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
So that movie, they shot that entire movie on Sony FX3,
Oh wow.
and it's a big budget movie. Sony was all proud of themselves for that one too. Like that had anything to do with it, but uh, yeah, they what they did was when they for trial testing the shots, I guess they were using an old like Nikon or Canon, like I say old, like a DSLR camera that shot video.
Mm-hmm.
When they traveled to these other countries, and they put together a 10-minute teaser reel for the studios to try to bid this movie on, and they had this footage from this camera in there. And what they found was that they to reproduce the look that camera gave, they had to use a small camera, and they started researching what was available and what they could do, and they came up with the Sony FX3 because of the form factor, and that it did everything else it needed. So the entire movie, they said, was shot 100% on the FX3, except for there's one scene in it, which was a scene from that old camera that they used in their initial like trial phase of testing images. They used a scene from that in the movie, and they had um, they had the whole thing shot on it, and they said it did everything. And they said what was nice about it was the small form factor allowed them to use smaller tools to film it. So they said, yeah, we could have shot on red, we could have shot on airy, but then the rigging got 3 times bigger. It took 3 times longer to set up, and they said the FX3 did so well and had everything was fully capable for everything it did. I thought it was interesting. I haven't watched the movie yet, but I've been wanting to. Right, he said LEDs are good for video, but not for stills. Man, they're getting there, dude. I don't know if you've seen some of the the if you watch these, what are these rotolights? Some of their new powerful flash strobes that can flash 40, 50 time frames a second with LED and work on your sync speeds. It's getting up there. Ears, eyes, mouth, and smartphone. Yeah, that's for the monkeys. It's cool. Is that on Apple TV? I'm guessing you're asking about the creator. No, I've seen it on. I want to say it's on purchase from Amazon Prime. Um, let's see. I guess I can't even play their trailer or clips on this song, can I? Isn't there a way we can like watch that and like discuss it? I think I don't know. I don't want to get flagged. Um,
Wouldn't that be funny? We're all sitting there watching the video of the movie.
yeah,
Just donate your $1. I need 100 people.
it didn't do that well. I mean, granted, it was released in the United States September 29th, 2023. The film grossed 104 million on a budget of 80 million. It received generally positive reviews from critics. It received 2 nominations of the 96 Academy Awards for Best
So it
Visual and
grossed
Best Sound.
it cost 180 million to make it.
No, 80 million to make it. 104 million is what it grossed. So
So they made money.
they made money. It didn't do too well though for them. Um,
Hey, did you see where the new Halo's coming out?
the new what?
They got another Halo coming out.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Have you seen the first one?
No.
Oh, you got to see the first one. I think most of that's computer or AI generated, you know, because it's from the game Halo.
Oh, right. Apple LEDs are good, but I set Godak's LEDs back because the color spectrum had holes in them. Interesting. I think for a flash strobe, I'd still buy a regular flash strobe, but I know that I mean I've been using these photolights for 6, 7 years now, and they're old lights, but they've worked extremely well. Obviously, I'm not set up to use them like I had all 3 of them in a softbox shining on me before. Now I've got 2 and 1 sitting back here off kind of for like a rim light, but uh, they work well. I bought mine just a little too early because the next gens came out twice as more powerful with the flash sync speeds built in. And I never got into the flash photography so much to where I didn't feel a need to upgrade to anything different. What's your favorites or one of your favorite films from The Look? Oh, The Look, jeez. I'm not thinking that one. I really am. Julie, how about you? What's your favorite or one of your favorite films from The Look? Like the filming look,
What's the look?
like how the how they filmed it, the focal lengths they used, the color
Oh, the
grading.
look. Oh, I thought you meant it was a movie called The Look.
No. Like, what was your favorite?
I liked when they shot Strange New World. I loved with the light. They did the lighting in that one. Um, I don't know. A lot of the kind of the ideas I get, I'll watch music videos. And
Right.
kind of watch all the lighting there. When I first started out, I remember watching, believe it or not, like Madonna, and I think Madonna had her Brits doing the lighting for her, and it was just kind of real kind of contrasty, black and white kind of stuff. I went that old phase, you know.
I'm gonna move on here real quick. Jump ahead of Roy for a second. We got a new viewer in the house. Ancient Sumerian. Are you a loyal Sony camera user? Yes. I I've been using Sony products my entire life, and the camera side just picked up for me naturally because I've always had Sony cameras and digital cameras, especially. I never bought like the A mount stuff. It was a little pricey for my abilities and my budget growing up. But once I had some money and income coming in from my regular job, and had some money to play with, that's when I started getting into the Sony E mount stuff. But I've been a Sony product guy user my whole life. TVs, stereo equipment, car stereos, mobile ES, Sony ES receivers in the house, mini disc. It's been everything Sony for me.
Are there any car makers that have Sony's built in?
Yeah, so the truck I bought back in the early teens, my truck's a 2014, and Sony made the stereo system for that truck in the Highline stereo model. We bought like they had one in the car, they were banging holes in now. Well, at the time for this truck and all the Ford products, Sony was making the products for me, and it even said Sony on the dash and on the speaker grills. Um,
Huh.
and the truck I bought, it didn't have that. And I wanted the Sony kit just to say I had it in the truck too, because I'm that kind of fanboy with it. But no, the Sony head unit was just the amp and the speakers that fit into that truck, I think. And um, the truck I bought didn't have that package in it, which wasn't a deal breaker for me because I'll put my own speakers in, and I only. The one thing I haven't ever been like solid on is Sony speakers. I've when I was doing my car stereo stuff when I was uh, a, a teen and in high school, I had a Sony Mobile ES amp. I had the subs, but the speakers were never Sony. They were usually like Stern Vega. My current speakers in my studio here, it's connected all the
Uh-huh.
same equipment, but it's Stern Vega are my speakers. That's my speaker go-to choice. But another good speaker I bought were the I can't remember what they're called now. They're like a P51 with a plain image on them, but they sound. Oh, I'm gonna put. I got the box back there. I think I sold the speakers at the bar. But the box is in the attic, but incredibly good sounding speakers. I was impressed with them. Uh, Roy says paying extra for stream video is against my religion. Yay.
I'm kind of like that religion too, dude. Trust me.
Yeah, people are making a living reacting to trailers, etc. Not sure how that works. I know. I see. I think there's a way I can you can do it. Um, you can show clips of movies even if you're talking about it. You can't just play it to repeat it. You got to be like showing clips or pausing and discussing. And I think you're fully capable of doing that. There's also when you upload to YouTube, there's things about like the upload rules or like whether or not it's uh, how you want to share it. And I think even my stuff, I have it on a share platform setting where somebody can take my video, not reproduce it necessarily, but to discuss it or replay it. And I think that's how a lot of these people get away with taking somebody else's like videos and putting them on streaming platforms or like TikToks or Instagram for that repurposing of it to try to gain reach. But yeah, I think we could definitely play the trailer and like sit here and discuss it because it's a Sony camera movie and we would get away with it. Monetization, though, I think is where it gets really tricky is whether or not they flag it for monetization rights. And of course, if my live stream got $1 billion for doing a live stream, um, they might want their money for that one probably. I think series wise was Loki season 2 looks fantastic. Now, see, I watched the first Loki season 1. I have not watched the second season. I've wanted to, I just haven't sat down to do it.
I don't know. It didn't have the same. I watched some of the second one. It was kind of like, I don't know. Maybe because the first one seems like it's always the first one's great, and then like it just kind of, you know.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm still thinking on that. I mean, I have my favorite movies. I really get into the story of the movies and not so much the look or the. I don't decipher that kind of stuff. I guess would be my honest answer. As I learned more about lighting and stuff, like I watched the entire Game of Thrones just looking at lighting. I think so. If there was anything that I saw that I liked, I think it was the lighting in Game of Thrones. Um, but as far as trying to duplicate it in my own work, I don't see it. I've always liked vivid colors and bright scenes. I've never been a dark moody person when it comes to my images. So shows that are like that, I tend not to enjoy as much. I guess.
I think with the new Halo that they kind of made the all the scenes lit like in the video game, which is kind of
Right,
cool.
right, yeah. I think, where did you get that sign? Was that custom made? Yeah. So my wife got that for me for Christmas. It is custom made out of China. Um, she bought it for me. Without me knowing it, and then she told me, she's like, "I'm worried I'm getting scammed," and I said, "I may have spent a lot of money for your present, but it may be a scam, so just giving you a heads up."
Right.
But uh, no, it came in. It looks great. So it's not neon. It's an LED neon, and it causes my camera to flicker on my image. But your guys' should be solid. Like it is what I'm seeing on my TV in front of me, it's a flicker. My FX30 is rock solid. It doesn't show it at all, but the feed going to it shows the entire room kind of flickering. I don't know if it's on the LED lights, or I'm pretty sure it's just a sign, but it has a slight a flicker to it in the camera, which is that's the only downside to it. But I don't think it's bothered any of you while it's been on up there. But it's on plexiglass, a really thick plexiglass with standoff mounts from the wall, and then the power wires are going through the wall to the attic space behind, where I've got the power supply and the controller, and it came with a remote to control the brightness. Because it's on its lowest setting. It's on 10% right now. Let me turn it up for you. Let me find that remote. Yeah, so here's 100%. Watch out.
That's cool.
Yeah, definitely picks up the brightness, but it's had some modes. I think you can flash, flicker. It has different things it can do, but I just leave it on solid 10% all the time in here. It's a good brightness for the camera. Any brighter, you kind of lose the detail for my current exposure settings. In person, 20% looks really good. 10% just a nice glow on the wall. 100% in person, it's very, very blinding with the blue paint around it. But yeah, I really like it. It's a really nice sign, and it was custom made. She had picked the font and everything. She did a good job. Yeah, with it. All LED lights flicker from constantly turning on and off to save power. Try different brightness levels. Um, yeah, like I said, with the brighter I go, the more offensive it comes in the camera, the way you don't really see it much. It may stop on the most flashing to 10%. But yeah, I mean, 10% looks good with my current exposure level. Is like I said, my lights are not bright enough here. I need to really buy a nice powerful like light for video for changing my key light, and it's something I need to do. Head out, but you'll have a great rest of your evening. Hey, thanks, Matthew, for coming in and hanging out for an hour and a half almost. This is a good game. So thank you for that, and appreciate you. And go check out Matthew's channel if you get a chance. Yeah, so I mean, it's always just a work in progress. I think this week I'm going to work on getting a video shot for this desk and get it done to get that video out. This desk I'm really happy with. It's held up really, really well. Show you all what exactly happened with that and how it built the desk. It is what I call my floating desk. Get that done. And then the next big project, I had this idea. I've been trying to figure out how to do the LED strip lights all the way around the ceiling, but not like show it. I'm going to build an enclosure pod because I need some sound deadening in this room big time. It's real echoey to me. So I'm going to build I'm going to put up probably some wood all the way around the perimeter of this room. And then put some framework to it up on the ceiling. I'll have it cut out for the fan and the vents, of course. But I want to put some sound deadening in it, and see if I can create a big giant mesh panel full of insulation just for sound deadening. And then on the edges of it, build in the lights where they shine onto the walls and create a perimeter light around the ceiling. That's my next.
It'll be like Vegas, man.
What's that?
It'll be like Vegas.
Oh yeah, I'm all about these color lights.
Get a little alarm bandit and says, today's special is.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought the angled strips for it, and it won't work very good because I need to buy the LEDs that are much tighter packed and closer together. And the LEDs that I have are further apart. So when you put them in behind the diffuser, it looks good on the wall. But if you can see the strip, you get the hot spot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. The light spots all around it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I gotta do that. Roy says, "Us boys and our toys." Yeah, it's got. I gotta
my
program.
cold and dying hand.
I gotta program the computer a little bit more to get all more effects installed.
Yeah.
But I really want the red alert one where I can just oh my god, red alert, and like shake around and have the room just flashing red. It's like
that would be cool. Captain, I'm giving all like a giver, I tell you.
Let me see if I can get this one. Oh, how do you do it? Let me make sure I do it. Oh, okay. Here. Computer. Warp speed.
Hi, Captain.
That's good.
I didn't hear anything.
Computer. Warp speed.
The engines cannot take it.
The engines cannot take it.
The what?
She said the engines cannot take it.
Oh.
Hold on. They have it here. Let me get it. Oh, okay. Computer. Open warp core.
need a sound file from Spock.
You getting that? Anyways, I don't know if you can hear it. Sorry, it's back to work for me. Yeah, we're done talking about interesting stuff. We're talking about warp cores now. Can you hear it in the audio now, Julie?
Yeah. Tell Roy he has to go buy those Fujis now.
Computer stop. Yeah, yeah. I need a bigger sound system to resonate the workforce sound in this office.
There you go.
They make those. Have you seen those lacquer mats that you can lay out? From the Star Trek.
I haven't seen those yet. I'll be next on my list.
Yeah, you like a desk mat, but it's lit up like the lacquers, the
Yeah.
USB powered. Yeah.
Oh man, there's a guy in California that custom makes like really crazy, authentic Starship Enterprises and stuff, and different spaceships from the TV shows and stuff.
Uh huh.
They got little lights in the windows. I mean, it's like I think it's I want to say it was like over $3,000 some for, but it's like this big. I mean, it's like it's insane.
I get these Facebook feeds. I haven't joined the groups, but for whatever reason they popped up. I guess I looked at one for half a second. But it's these Star Trek feed ones where their guys are building these big models. I mean, massive
Oh
models.
yeah. I didn't realize there's the actual Starship Enterprise in the Smithsonian in what was it? Supposedly like in Washington, I think it is, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that I saw it's the original Enterprise, right?
Yeah, the one that they used the whole show used for the show.
Right. Yeah, and it's I Adam Savage did a special on that one where the guy was reconditioning it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looked interesting.
Because I guess the old one that they had set up was getting dirty and old stuff, so they were having him redo it and make it all nice and stuff. Like, what a cool gig that would have been,
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Or this guy's making like Enterprise D, I mean, you name it. I didn't even realize the C. This is totally geek, I guess, but the Enterprise C before the D had 3 warp drive engines. There's like one in the middle and one on each side. They showed a picture of one.
No, I don't think that's right. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I'll find a picture to see. The one you're thinking of is the D in the future episode. Now we're getting really into it. I don't know who our 2 viewers are, but if you can't guess already with both Star Trek. Hold on, I'm gonna do a screen share here now. Maybe find this thing. I don't know. 3.
I agree with the Happy Clam though.
Yeah, so okay, I'm going to share. This was from one of the episodes. So this one right here had the 3rd nacelle attached to the Enterprise D.
Yeah.
And it was from some future episode they did. It took place in the future.
Oh, okay.
The Enterprise C. They never really talked about, but it's this shit here. It's 2 nacelles, but they're big, round, bulbous nacelles, and there's not a lot out there, storyline about
What
it.
happened to that one?
They never covered the story of it that much. The Happy Clam, the original Star Trek ladies could see to come back into style. Yeah, I would like to see him add this into some heritage and really talk about it because it's only in the one episode of I think the
Yeah.
next generation they briefly talk about it. And then of course you've got the I'm waiting for that the new series. Hopefully they release the new series of the new Enterprise with
Yeah,
Jerry
Strange
Ryan.
World.
Not Strange New Worlds. What do they call it? Let's see, what's the news on that one? The one that finished off Picard, with the Titan changing
Oh
to an
yeah,
Enterprise,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and Jerry Ryan takes over as captain, 7 of 9. Um, let's see what it says. I thought there's Strange New Worlds. Slowly popping
I
up.
thought they already shot the second, or not the second. Is it second? No, third. I thought they already shot the third episode, but with all the writer stuff and things like that, I think it got goofed up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's nothing out here on it. I mean, it's a Star Trek Picard. I don't see anything about. I thought there was a name for the new series. Okay, here we go. Oh, Legacy. That's what it was. Star Trek
Yeah,
Legacy.
Star Trek Legacy. Yeah,
Um,
that supposedly has the Borg lady um, and Picard's son on
yeah,
the ship. Yeah.
yeah, it'll spin off from that point. They left it open because at the end of Picard season 3, when he's on the Titan, he's settling into his quarters. Who shows up? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Q flashes in on him, and he goes, "I thought our trial was over." He goes, "Oh, it was for your old man or something." Yours is just beginning. So it'd be
They need to
interesting.
bring back Q again.
Yeah, and then I liked on the end of Picard season 2 when they ended with uh, Will Wheaton. Where he became that traveler guy,
Yeah.
and he took on that Soon's daughter. Data's sister essentially.
Yeah.
Like, where's that story going to go if they're ever going to put anything out there? There's lots of little spin-offs they could do,
Yeah.
make a movie or something. Yeah. This is anything is possible. We've heard the fans loud and clear. There's obviously more story to tell, so we'll see. So there's definitely the potential to have a new series going off, and it might wait a while for Strange New Worlds to wrap up, maybe.
Yeah, because I don't know if you saw the last one, Stranger World. They were fighting the Gorkers. Gorn, I think they were.
The Gorn, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of possibilities there. We'll have to see what all happens. So, I started watching DS9 again because I never really followed that one through. To say in adulthood, I watched it as a kid, never really followed it. But the whole last few seasons, I didn't follow it all through the Dominion, was it Dominion War? I need to catch up on that, but I just barely got into the second season, and then I think the studio happened, and I stopped watching it altogether. So I need to get back into that one. So, yeah, I got lots to do.
Man, I'd like to see Picard come back for another series, but I don't know. They're just like getting. I thought I was getting old, man. They're getting really old. You know?
No, I think they closed that down. That they're not going to bring it back. If they do, it'll be that legacy spinoff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the YouTuber Matty Hipoya.
What?
Matty Hipoya, have you know him?
No.
Okay, he's a big photography YouTuber out of Canada, but he actually had a sit down with one of these guys in that movie, The Creator. That's where I think I saw. I mean, it just
Oh,
popped
okay.
up on my feed here, looking through for something. It popped up saying that he was the one, the reason why they shot the way they did.
Huh.
So that's why I've heard about that. But yeah, interesting. Trying to.
I watched this guy this morning. He's telling people how the D850 is still a really good camera, and uh, he's kind of right because the D850s don't blow through batteries as bad as these new digital mirrorless stuff does now. Because now you get the screen after looking through the viewfinder. There's one on the screen. It's like, man,
Yeah, the screens chew up more power than the viewfinder. I know that.
yeah.
They definitely take up some energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys are just joining us, we're just sitting back at this point talking, chit chat about whatever. I think we're on
Yeah.
Skype chat.
Yeah.
Those we
We've,
got a
we've,
couple viewers
we've
in the
definitely gone
house.
off the rails a little bit here.
Yeah, we
I'm
do
on the
that.
Sony or
Yeah,
cameras or
yeah. Sony and cameras. There, I mentioned it. No, we're just chit chat about everything tonight. I try to get to my news and everything. We just kind of hang out. It's good opportunity to get. If you're joining us, and just say hi in the comments. Let us know you're here, and if you have questions for myself or Cooley, just put us up.
now it becomes instead of what it was called, now it's called Ask the Geeks.
Ask the geeks. Yeah, right. It'll be like that. I still want to do the milkshake Mondays, but
Oh, that would be fun. I think that'd be a blast.
I
We get
think
our little chef's hats on and start making shakes, you know?
yeah, yeah. I,
I'll talk like the Swedish chef. Eat more than the biscuit.
Yeah, I've wanted to do that. I don't know if I can commit to that and do that kind of consistently.
You need a really big kitchen and lots of ice cream.
Right. I got the spot in the studio for the milkshake stuff, so it'll work.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to at least incorporate it into my main videos. Like everybody did these coffee montages. I'm gonna do milkshake montages. Call it milkshake photography.
Now you were talking about angled. Were you talking about angled shutters?
What is it?
What were you talking about? Angled shutters? The is it angled? I'm not sure.
Shutter angle.
Shutter angle, yeah.
Yeah,
The advantage of that is what?
it's just a way of measuring that they use for measuring the shutter speed in a video camera. So instead of having like 1/50th, 1/100th, 1/250th of a second,
Mm-hmm.
you measure it in shutter angle, and shutter angle is um, it's a more accurate representation of shutter speed for video reasons because your ideal rule of thumb is you want 180-degree shutter angle uh, per frame. So I'm trying to think if I have something to demonstrate this with. I need to make one. Anyways, 1/50th of a second is what we'd use on 25 frames a second, or let's break it. Let's use 1/30th or 30 frames a second video.
Mm-hmm.
You would shoot that at 160. Not 160, 1/60th of a second shutter speed. Okay.
Okay.
The reason why is it gives you that natural motion blur in your image.
Uh-huh.
And if you're too fast on your shutter, it stops and you'll get a
You get that stutter.
image. Yeah, you'll get that stutter if the shutter angles or the shutter speed's too fast. You can overcrank shutter in video, of course, to get your exposures right and do all that instead of using filters. But that's why video work you have to put on dark filters because you want to let so much light in because of that shutter angle. If you're shooting 24 frames a second or 24p, you've got to be shooting 1/48th of a second to get that 180-degree proper shutter. Most photography cameras only shoot 1/50th of a second. So you're close, but you're not quite that 1/80th. You're just slightly longer than it needs to be. And I'm trying to think. Let me find the animation for it. It's way better at explaining it than I can probably explain it right now. In the old film cameras, there's a round shutter disc. As the film's moving through the camera, this disc would rotate, almost like a half moon, would rotate in front of the film, blocking the light. And then as it would rotate out, it would be open for half the time that frame was exposed. I don't want to really show a. Here's a picture. Here's a picture. I can show a picture properly. So when we talk about shutter angle, we're talking about how this wheel. This wheel would be something you could change out in a film camera, I guess, or adjust it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's how the frame is here in position, and this wheel is spinning to let the light in. This would be a 90-degree shutter. So when they say degree, it's the pie cut of the wheel that's cut out of it that allows the light to hit the sensor. So this would be like if you're shooting a proper speed of 130, if you're shooting 30 frames a second, you'd want a 1/60th times of a second. This wheel would be open, would be a 180. And this would be equate to like, what is it, 1/90th of a second. And that's what they mean by shutter angle. But by using shutter angle, it leaves your exposure time proper for the frame that you're spinning through the camera. So if you're shooting something high frame rate, like 120 frames a second, then you need a 240th of a second shutter speed to get a proper not exposed, but a properly motion blurred image for the speed that you're filming at. And that's what this shutter angle does. Is as you can see, as the film's coming through, it's just how much time this wheel is open to the film. Okay. I think there's an enemy. I'm sure I'll be fine with it. Okay, we're going to talk about this first.
In After Effects and Cinema 4D.
Oh my gosh, I released it. But here you go.
Oh, okay.
Digital One Up, thank you for your video on my channel. I appreciate it. Yeah, so yeah, it'd be 1/48th of a second shutter speed on a camera, but it'd be 180-degree shutter speed. But here he's showing like what a long exposure would do, lots of motion blur. You know,
Huh.
that makes sense. But I guess that wheel is spinning fast enough, of course, to catch each frame as the light's hitting, as it's sticking to the camera. So that's what we say when their cameras are going to get shutter angle. It means they already kind of cheated it and gave us the 1/48th of a second on the FX30 because we complained that it's a cinema camera, they would get shutter angle. And the FX6, the FX9 all have shutter angle settings in them for your production. So it doesn't quite equate, like I said, 30 frames a second is 1/60th, which equates to exactly 180, and that's the most desirable, I guess, or I should say desirable. It's a look thing, how you want your image to look in film, but it would be you'd have that, and then you would have, if it's like you're shooting 120 frames a second, like I said, you're going to have that film's going to be moving faster, and that shutter angle is going to be recording the frame longer, quicker. But it just equates to how your proper motion blur is supposed to look. Because if you watch something that has a fast shutter speed, you see the jerkiness in the footage. It doesn't look natural. Like I said, you get the steps instead of the nice fluid blur. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, so we'll throw the spoilers out there. What did you think of Reacher this last season? Did you like the way it ended?
Yeah, I like the way it ended, but I guess we're shooting already shot season 3 now. So
Oh, really?
That's going to come up pretty soon. So
pretty soon, like 3 years probably.
Huh?
Probably like 3 years pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like this Reacher better than Tom Cruise Reacher,
Yes. Oh, what was the movie I just watched? It was called, I didn't even know it existed. It was a Tom Cruise movie, Oblivion. Have you seen that one?
No.
It's worth watching. I'd go watch it. It's a good movie. It came out in 2013.
Well, what's the name of this movie again?
Oblivion. Oblivion.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a good flick.
Huh.
Kind of, one of those futuristic, post-apocalyptic type movies. It had its moments. There's definitely scenes in it like, okay, well that doesn't seem realistic that this would still be here.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was worth it. It was worth the watch.
That's cool.
Yeah, so definitely check that one out. That's a good one if you like Tom Cruise movies at all. Yeah, it was one of those ones I was flipping through Facebook and it played a scene from the ending of the movie, so I already knew what was going to happen. But I'm like, what movie is this that he was in? And I went through the comments and found out the name, and oh shit, there it is on Amazon Prime. Sit up for another 2 hours tonight to watch this when I was ready to go to bed.
Who needs sleep? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. So, yeah, check that one out. Yeah, Cooley, I think I'm ready to call it, man. I'll call it right here, I think.
I think I'm going to get up tomorrow and do some stuff. Yay.
Yeah, I'll see you over there in Roberts if it goes on, if I have time. And then
Yeah.
Thursday night's tough for me at 7 because I'm just getting out of uh, out of some stuff with the family at that time. So
That's cool.
I'm not home on Thursdays. But it used to be I wasn't home on Mondays at that time. Then I had to scramble to get live. And I don't think I would have gone live had you not mentioned it, messaged me because
Oh, okay.
I wasn't even thinking it was Monday, man. I was just
Because last Monday, I forgot what I was doing. Like, yeah, I'm not going to make it. And then I looked, then I think you had one anyways. Oh, okay. I don't feel so bad now.
yeah. I was still feeling under the weather last week, so I just said I'm not even going to bother with it. And then, the week before it was a really dead night. I had nobody on. I think
So are you driving the new truck now or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I picked it up. It's my daily.
That's cool.
Hopefully get. It's a 10-year-old truck, but hopefully it lasts me another 10 years. It's very nice. I like it. Better than buying a new one for what they want for their new ones.
A buddy of mine bought himself a new work truck. It was like 80, over 85,000. I'm like,
Everything is. I mean, when his Larry in 2014 had a $50,000 price tag then, and the same truck today is almost $80,000.
yeah, I believe that.
When I build this exact truck, spec for spec to Ford, it's $80,000. It's just asinine, and really, there's not a bit of difference in anything in it.
Yeah, I know.
You know, you have some more modern like blind spot and driver assistance stuff, but other than
Yeah.
that, it's the same exact truck to me. It's hard to justify that
I don't
cost.
know. I don't think I don't know how to react to a vehicle anymore. It doesn't have reverse camera.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it has that. Has backup sensors.
Yeah.
Um, it's got the 3.5 twin turbo EcoBoost in it. Runs freaking strong and it's great.
Does
So
it
I got
park
the
itself?
huh?
Does it park where it parks itself parallel parking?
No, but my GL Mercedes does that. It's a
Yeah,
flip.
my Lincoln does that. I've never gotten up to try it. I always figure I'm gonna take out a car or something.
Yeah.
No.
To actually implement it and use it in the Mercedes would take more time than it takes to park it. But it's a cool shock factor if you ever do it when you get somebody in the car who's not ready for it.
Yeah. Hey, watch this. No hands.
No hands. Yeah, you still have to put it in forward and drive, and it tells you when to stop, and it tells you
Yeah.
when to put it in drive and go forward, and but yeah, you have to do everything. By the time somebody does that, if you don't know how to park a parallel park, it'll get you in there really nice, but um, it's not worth the time and effort it takes for it to actually do it. And then the driver, of course, still in control of the brake and the gas pedal, so anything can happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, back then it was a cool technology that not many people know their car even does it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this one won't do that, but it had all the features I wanted where it counted. So
That's cool.
yeah. All right, man. Well, let's call it here and
All right. Have fun.
great night. You have a good night, sir.
See you next Monday, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. We'll
All
see
right.
you. Good night.
Later. Bye.
All right, guys. With that, I'm going to wrap things up and say goodnight as well. Almost 2 hours tonight. It's not too bad. We had a lot of activity. Thank you to Cooley for coming on live, joining the chat, and then we got Roy joining us in the chat tonight. So I appreciate that, and as well as Matthew Pate. They haven't seen him in a live here in a while, so appreciate him coming in. if you don't know, Matthew's got a small YouTube channel also. So, go hit him up, show him some love and support if you're out there. And one couple new faces come in. So happy to see you guys come in and hit us up in the chat. So it's nice to see new people in there. So guys, with that, thanks for coming in and watching tonight, and I'll see you in the next one. Talk to you later. Good night.